Thanks, man.
All right.
And it's rolling. Hey guys, welcome to Start Off with Matt
and Isaiah.
This is a podcast where two brother-in-laws present two different topics to talk about, but only one topic will make the cut. You got to start somewhere, but we may end somewhere else. If you think we should have picked a different topic or like one of the topics presented better than the other, let us know what you'd like us to talk about in the comments on this video, or you can find our link tree on our Insta at startoff_podcast. Isaiah, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing, bro?
Vibing off that intro.
That was a super solid intro, man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Very, very, very well done, my friend.
Thank you, sir. What's been going on? What's the vibe check?
The vibe check, man. I'm feeling really good right now, man. We just finished up the last of the donuts. Sipping on some really nice water.
Yeah, it is like what is it, like spring water?
Alkaline.
Alkaline. I have no idea what that means.
I don't either, but it sounds fancy, and I'm here for it.
It's a low pH.
Oh.
Is it healthy?
It's like because different.
Then I don't support it.
Different pH waters like help you in different ways. This is a 9.5 pH, so it's more alkaline than it is acidic. So the lower pH value, the more acidic it gets.
Interesting.
And acidic isn't necessarily bad. As people will think acid bad, but it's not.
Interesting.
So, but alkaline's more beneficial in some ways. But I don't know which ways.
All right. That makes me a little worried. Then again, I mean, we don't know half the crap that we put in our bodies on a daily basis, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
We all die someday. Welcome to Startup. Demon Tales. Karis has been really pushing us because ever since we had a pod about that got completely scrapped, but we talked about a story where I was going to tell the story about a demon experience, and Karis is begging for that demon content, and I don't know why, and it's concerning. But you'll never hear that story. But this story you will. Isaiah, do you have a topic?
I do.
Let's hear it.
So, I would like to talk about the Yakuza series.
Okay.
The
Yakuza series. It's a video game series.
Have you heard of it?
I just know about the gang.
It's the game.
The gang?
Yeah. Oh, the gang. Oh, it's the game. And I was like, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
The Yakuza.
The gang. Yeah, fair enough. My topic is Start Off. This podcast.
What?
It's this podcast.
What?
Yeah. I have things that I want to talk about. I'm changing everything around here.
So this is going to be like...
The multiverse is real.
This is going to be like an informational thing, right?
Not necessarily.
Just about us.
Just about us.
Oh, man. Caddies. Caddies?
Oh, caddies.
Oh, buddy.
So do you want to do that, or do you want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
We could, honestly, I think it'd be nice to talk about Start Off.
All right.
I think it'd be nice.
Let's do it. So my idea with this was just to give people kind of a behind-the-scenes look into what it takes to make Start Off and what it took to start off.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So in the beginning, it started off. You're going to hear that a lot.
Yeah.
It started off with me and Karis were talking about making a podcast. And I was like, man, I would love to make a podcast. I would love to do this. I don't know who would co-host with me. Karis wasn't necessarily interested. He just wanted to be more on the editing side. And I was like, man, I just don't know what we would do with this. And I was thinking up like a bunch of different... I can read you a couple of the names that almost were the name of the podcast. Let me see if I still have any. I don't think I do. But yeah, it was like, name ideas. Yep, nope. The only one left is just in all caps, Start Off. But yeah, there were a bunch. They were like, it was like brother-in-law couch. Once I knew Isaiah was going to be my co-host.
Yeah.
Like the brother-in-law couch, the like beat out, and like stuff like that, like beat out the other topic type deal instead of start off. But yeah, there were a bunch of them, and then I remember there was a conversation that I had with Isaiah where we sat down and we were like, okay, maybe this could be a thing, because I remember we were at Gun Cotton, which is a coffee shop. Mm-hmm. And so we were sitting at this coffee shop and just talking, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And I was like, what if we just monetized this?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, more importantly than that, I was like, I want to do a podcast, because everybody's like, it's not a difficult thing to do. It's not extremely time consuming, which we learned later that it was more time consuming than we thought it was going to be. But yeah, I remember sitting there and just thinking like, I would love for him to be my co-host. And then I asked him, and sure enough, Isaiah said yes. Do you want to give a little insight on your side of that?
Yeah, man. I was just going back and looking at our text. It was November 13th.
Oh, wow.
When you asked me, you were like, hey, man, would you be interested in doing a podcast? And I was like, sure. I thought you just wanted me to like do it for like one time. Like you had something that I didn't know about. But no, you were like, let's start a whole podcast
Let's start
together.
an entire podcast, yeah.
And I remember like you just called me and we just talked about it. And here we are, man.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy to think about. I remember, do you know what, did we do our first podcast before Christmas?
I think it was before Christmas. Yes, because we were talking about how we were excited for Christmas, I think.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. I can't remember. Whatever number we're at now. What is this, 8? Podcast
Yes.
8? Yeah. But yeah, it just started as an idea of mine that I was like, I listened to podcasts all the time at work. And I was like, man, it would be so much fun if I could just make a podcast. I feel like I could do pretty good about it. I feel like I could talk pretty well and everything, and also just be able to bring up something new to, and there's not a lot new with podcasts. Yeah. But bring something in that was fresh and new. Mm-hmm. And more importantly, add my perspective to it. And your perspective. So yeah, I just started off as that. And then I was like, man, we're trying to start off this podcast. What should it be called? And I was like, start off. It's right there. It's right there. So that was the name. And we went forward. I asked Karis if he wanted to edit and produce and be our sound guy on this. And he was absolutely into it. And Karis has been amazing about editing and everything. Isaiah is the perfect co-host.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
But yeah, I will say the aspect of start off that caught me off guard was the amount of time that it took. Because I remember I think it was the launch day where we launched our podcast for the first time, where we were like, oh yeah, we need to do like 7 things. Yeah. Because there was issues with the actual audio. There was issues with the actual art that was going to be used for the start off for the actual like the YouTube art. There were issues with that. There were issues with editing. There were issues with social media platforms. There were issues with distribution. There were issues with all kinds of things. Also, as an update, which I probably should have said this early in the podcast, our distribution is going to be a little different moving forward. As of, it might happen with this podcast, it might happen with the next one. But we will be able to give you guys, we will be broadening our horizons as far as how we're able to bring you podcasts, which includes Spotify, Audible, iTunes, everywhere, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, we should be able to get it on there for you guys. Super excited to finally have that. It's something that we've been working on since the beginning of the podcast. Yeah. Super excited for it, but yeah, I remember being so stressed, and I remember there were a couple times, like we had an issue with an upload a couple weeks ago where I was like, God, like, why is there no episode? And so like I had to just like drop everything, like shoot out like 3 texts, and like make a couple phone calls, apologize on social media. There's so much analytics that go into it that you don't even realize until you're doing it. Yeah. And that's us telling you guys, like, we work really hard on this podcast for y'all. we love working hard for this podcast. Like we strive to give you the best content that we possibly can. And we're going to try to continue to do that to the best of our ability. I don't know if this podcast has an end. If it does, then I hope it's very far in the future because we love doing this for you guys. Isaiah, do you want to add any of your perspective to that journey to where we are now?
Yes. So just piggybacking off from where you left off at. I feel like with Start Off, I definitely learned a lot about like what goes into making a podcast. I thought we could just come up here and like talk and boom, that would be it. But I mean, there's so many behind the scenes things that go into making a podcast. One thing that I have a difficulty with is like finding good topics to talk about. Like I often am thinking about topics throughout the week and I write them down. I have a list of them.
Yep. Same.
That I'm just thinking about. But I guess like, although like Matt's picking a topic and I'm picking one, like I still want it to be like something that like you're like, oh, I don't know if we should do that one or this one, and then we rock paper scissors it, and then boom, we go with the other one.
Yeah.
So I definitely had to learn that. But one thing that I have really found out about Start Off was that how like I thought it would just be more like the influential side about like having a podcast and being able to put it out there, but honestly it's just been really fun.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like we got donuts and met up today, and it's a beautiful like rainy morning or afternoon now, and we're just I honestly just feel like I'm just hanging out with the bros and we're just like talking about things. So it's honestly been really, really, really fun. Although like we are like being able to talk about various ideas and concepts and topics, like just hanging out with you guys has just honestly just been super fun.
Same dude, always. And that's kind of the vibe that I wanted from the beginning, is just that it's two people talking, and that's because that's anytime that I listen to a podcast, that's what I love to listen to, is just two people just presenting their unique perspectives on life or a certain topic or something, and moving forward with that, which is super interesting to me because everybody has their own opinion and their own ideas of what things should be or what things shouldn't be. The biggest challenge for me moving forward, because the thing is, I always saw Start Off as a list of check marks. Like, okay, we've got an editor, great. Okay, we've got a producer, great. Okay, we've got somebody to run audio, great. Okay, I've got a co-host, great. Okay, we have an intro, great. Okay, we have like just going down the list. And that list is growing.
Yeah.
Exponentially and continuously.
What are some things on the list now?
So, I mean, this is a little bit of like, there are some things that I haven't even presented to you yet. But I will tell you the things. I'll go ahead and just say the things that I have presented to you, which are hopefully within the next couple weeks, we'll have guests.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time on Start Off, which we're super excited for. We've got some very unique people with some very unique perspectives on different things that I think would just be really interesting to see their ideas and perspectives just bouncing off of both of us.
Yeah.
Along with that, just getting y'all some really good content over social media and like TikTok is something that we're looking to reach into, which is something that we're working on now. Giving y'all some like clips and stuff just to engage you guys in some what we see as our funniest content. But yeah, it's been and continues to be a challenge.
Yeah.
But a really, really fun challenge. And we just, again, I can't stress enough, we love doing this.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
I've definitely had moments with this journey, with this continuous journey. And I don't want to state journey as if it's ending or anything, but as though I'm in it and I'm in the middle of it or just the beginning. In this journey, there's been moments where I have been like, I don't know if this is worth it, where I've been like, what if we just, what are we working towards?
Yeah.
And ultimately I had to, and I feel like this is a lot of people's problems with content.
Yep.
Is that you really want to produce something that is going to bring people.
Yeah.
And you're not worried about the caliber of those people or the caliber of your podcast. You're worried more about the people that see it.
Yeah.
And I had to face that. I'm like, okay, if a bunch of people don't see it, then I'm making it with with two of my best friends.
Yeah.
This is great. That's fine with me. And we let's get this clear. We completely plan on being successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we are doing okay as far as success. I think there are steps that need to be taken to further that success, which you will actually see pretty soon. A little rebranding and a little type things like that, to just draw a little more, like a couple more eyes. But ultimately, yeah, had to be okay with just making it for each other.
Yes. And that was something that I also had to really just learn about, was just, we might only reach 5 people, but if not, then, this is something that I want to do for the long run. And so I anticipate that, as you and I and Karis, as we grow, then we're just going to eventually just get more exposure, reach more people. We're planning on, is it okay if I talk about some?
Go for it.
Okay, so.
Yeah, this is turning more into us letting you know what might be coming down the pike, but that's great.
One thing that I am honestly, I'd like to try to work on it this week is videos of us, and with subtitles, so people can hear various snippets of it. So as they're scrolling on TikTok, boom, they can see it, and they don't have to see it on TikTok and then click our profile and then click the link tree and then go to YouTube and then wait for the 30-second ad to load. I just want it to be boom there. They can instantly say, "Oh, funny," and then you're just in the moment there.
And also that brings a lot of eyes onto our different platforms. If they do want to listen to the whole podcast, they've got places that they can do that.
Absolutely. So, and there is a market for just wanting to have a 60-second video that you see, but then at the same time, there's a lot of people who would like to spend an hour listening to a podcast as they're mowing their lawn or as they're doing something, or just people would want to have that the opportunity or the method, have that method available for them to have a longer podcast to listen to.
Yeah, and I think that the main inspiration behind me wanting to make a podcast is because I wanted to make a podcast that I would want to listen to, and I do listen to a podcast. And so before this, I would listen to a lot of podcasts. I would listen to a lot of podcasts mainly by YouTubers like Dear Hank and John, which is the Green Brothers, Distractable, which is Markiplier's podcast, the Tripod, which is Try Guys podcast, a couple others. But the main thing with that was just seeing what they did and trying to either elevate it or match it. Yeah. And also make something completely original, which is really difficult because there's so many podcasts out there that I remember one of the biggest challenges when even just conceiving the idea of Start Off was, how can I make this unique? And that ended up with us presenting 2 different topics. Yeah. Which, and then now has evolved into the Rock, Paper, Scissors Showdown every single podcast, which is really fun.
I really like doing that too. Yeah. It's just so fun to just.
And that's the thing, is that it's the formula is always evolving. Yeah. It's always changing. And I love that. I mean, in the beginning, we were really worried about structure and everything, and now it's just tangential. Tangential.
I have no idea what that means.
It just means it can go it can go on a tangent. Yeah, which is one of my favorite things about this podcast is
tangential.
Tangential, I think is the word.
Tangential.
I can't remember. It has to do with a tangent. It's going on a tangent.
Do you guys have beavers? Dude, a beaver just jumped into your hot tub.
What?
I'm not even. Something jumped into your hot tub, dude.
Is there a beaver in your hot tub?
Dude, I swear, it crawled in your hot tub.
So Karis has a hot tub. We think there's a beaver
right now. Hold on, I'm. Bro, if you go out there, I'm gonna like. I'm still looking at it right now to see if he crawls out or something. I think he jumped in your hot tub. Something jumped in there. A dog, a cat, a beaver.
I really hope it's a beaver.
I hope it's
If there is a beaver in your hot tub, that's insane. Karis is going to check now. We were just talking about tangents.
Well, I looked at it. I saw something. Like, it looked to the left, looked to the right, and jumped in. And I was like, what is that?
Can we have the beaver on the pod?
Or is that the... Oh, you know what? That's not a hot tub.
The pool?
No, he just jumped off of the...
Pier?
He jumped off the pier.
Oh, he jumped off the pier, Karis.
Huh?
He jumped not into the hot tub. He jumped over the side of the... Like, behind the hot tub, but over that... Is that just like...
I mean, there's a lot of wildlife.
Okay. I was wondering if he...
Beaver pod.
It was like right behind where the chairs are.
Weird.
So unfortunately...
Might be a cat? Was it?
Do you have a cat?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it was a
I think it's
cat.
Okay.
Is it brown?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
what is that?
bad news.
Sorry.
There is no beaver chilling in a hot tub. Sorry to
That's it for the
disappoint.
podcast.
But I think your cat jumped in your... I mean, that's...
That's still a win.
Yeah.
Cat in a hot tub's just as good. But yeah, I don't know where to go from there.
So, I have something to ask you, Matt.
Yeah, man.
What are some of your goals for Start Off?
I want to branch out further.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. We've talked about this a lot. I want to be able to do stuff not necessarily with Isaiah. We're looking to make Start Off eventually, obviously not now because we're having issues with having to juggle Start Off and school because we're both in school and work. So again, if you want to monetize us,
Yeah.
make it happen. No, but we're just having issues with having to allot certain amounts of time to this. But that being said, once we are allotted that extra time, we do want to make Start Off an umbrella kind of corporation type thing, which would oversee like Start Off gaming, Start Off like
That would be super fun.
yeah. I've talked to I don't know if I told you this. I talked to somebody. I won't say who, but I talked to somebody about if they wanted to possibly do that.
What? How would we? So I know nothing about streaming. Is it about just like would we just need a camera and then we also have like a screen capture?
Yeah, we would have to have a capture card going on a screen, or we would do it over Twitch, where you can now just cast on Twitch. And if you wanted to attach a camera, you can. If you wanted to just be audio based, like we're doing now, absolutely do that.
That would be super fun.
Sometimes audio based is actually a little better because I know a lot of times I'm a pretty chill person. I get a little crazier, especially when I'm playing video games.
Yeah.
But all of that is usually captured over audio. You can usually hear me screaming in the background. But yeah, looking to possibly go into gaming, possibly go into like movie critique type deal.
Like movie reviews.
Movie reviews.
Like every movie comes out, we're just like, and we can go watch them together.
Yeah, exactly. And we usually do is the thing.
Yeah.
And also, that was the other thing is like, it's like Start Off doesn't necessarily have to just be you and me.
Yeah.
We could bring in like if Karis wants to jump onto a gaming thing or a movie review, or if anybody else outside of a friend wants to become part of Start Off, just basically starting to employ more people, grow, make everything bigger.
Yeah.
Which again, time is the biggest problem with that. We could go and record a video game stream now, like it wouldn't be difficult. The problem is time. So as soon as a little bit of that frees up for me, you'll start to see us starting to expand. But we are still able to expand what we have now, which is the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is what we're immediately working on. Because we want you guys to, first of all, know us as people first. Yeah. Because then I feel like if you guys are able to know us to a degree, you'll be interested enough to think, hey, these funny guys are doing other things. So
Absolutely, man. Because I just think that if they can know who we are, then I think that they'll connect to us a lot more. Like I think that it's really special when you see like a YouTuber who their YouTube name isn't what they do, but they know their names. For example, there's this YouTuber called, or it's a group called RDC World, but a lot of people know all of the people who are part of it, and like you see him commenting, oh, it was so funny when Daryl did that, and like they know who these people are, like they probably follow them on Instagram and like see their daily lives, probably know that they just got married or that, you know, they're had a divorce. I don't know, it's just something I just thought about. Anyways, but
They probably know the intimate
yeah, like they know
ideas of their lives.
they know what was going on, and I think that's what I would really like for our Start Off fans to feel like they know who we are as people.
Yeah. And more importantly, like, if they're able to just connect with us on a level, then I feel like that adds something to it. Because you have, I mean, there are perspectives that we haven't shared yet, obviously, because we've only done 8 episodes.
Yeah.
There are perspectives that we have on, like, mental health. There are perspectives we have on bettering yourself, things like that. Things that we can add to the community that we're creating. That necessarily doesn't mean that we just have to be funny.
Yeah.
We can also be serious. No, but we can, for better or lack of term, we can influence people.
Yeah.
In a positive direction, which is also, I mean, that's what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So,
Man, what I want to do when we start off is I want us to honestly be like limitless.
Yep.
Like to essentially be like BuzzFeed.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe not exactly BuzzFeed, but like to be
I don't
able
want
to
to be BuzzFeed.
Huh?
I don't want to be BuzzFeed.
Yeah, but to like I feel like they do like everything.
Yeah.
Like
They're able to branch out and do whatever they want.
and that's what I'd like for us to be able to do.
Yeah.
Is to just be able to, you know, we can do movie reviews, we can do video game reviews, we can do skits, we could do other things, we can host people, maybe music. It seems like everyone in this room is musically inclined.
Yes.
I mean, I would like Start Off to be the starting point for
To start off everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was also the idea of the name, was that it's starting off something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a huge podcast. It can be whatever we want it to be.
Yeah, it's like a quadruple entendre.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to it, but
It doesn't stop starting.
it doesn't stop starting.
Wow.
Why is that not our
I'm
tagline?
getting that tattooed, man. It doesn't stop starting.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Karis. Karis said it doesn't stop starting, which I don't know if y'all heard that, but
Wow, that's good.
yeah, it's really solid. But no, absolutely. I think that also there are a lot of YouTube people out there that are able to like just run, like I said, like an umbrella type channel or corporation or something. Mm-hmm. And also have people come in and be like, hey, I have this idea that I want to pitch to you. Can we use Start Off's name to promote this? You know,
Like I'm pretty sure I saw PewDiePie. He like he'll just go like buy things on Amazon and then just like talk about it.
Yeah.
And like
you can do it like unboxings. Yeah.
yeah. Like we like unbox like the newest like Cyberpunk Xbox or something.
Yeah. I don't know if
Like-
we have that money, but
Oh yeah. Well, with Start Off, we probably would.
yeah, that's true.
So
But
I guess that's kind of where I'd like Start Off to eventually land. It's just be somewhere.
that is the that's the peak. We want to peak at unboxings.
Like or like when people are like sending us stuff and then we can unbox it.
Yeah. Oh, I've also thought about a lot, like, if you guys have like questions that you want us to answer on the pod, that's also something that I would be open to at least.
Yeah.
Like if you guys comment and are like, this like question for the pod, da 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 da. Like if y'all want to start doing that, or if
You
you,
have to be on social media.
I am on social media.
Yeah.
So if you want to either comment on the video or comment on our posts on Instagram or Twitter, then we would love to answer y'all's questions. If you want to ask us questions, and just have that be like a little bit, right after the intro, we would do a little Q&A type deal. It doesn't necessarily have to be about Start Off. You can ask us literally anything and we'll probably answer it.
Yes.
Like pickles or potatoes. I'm
Definitely
I'm a
potatoes.
potatoes guy.
That's a weird versus.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
That's but potatoes versus
Sweet.
meat.
No, that's It's got to be
choose
like
meat.
carbs and carbs, proteins and proteins.
So sweet potatoes and potatoes.
Sweet potatoes or potatoes and bread. Which one?
Well, that's wheat.
But it's still carbs, right?
Okay,
Well,
why are you hung up on this food pyramid?
Well, no, I feel like you can do chicken beef.
Yeah.
Or,
I see.
or cinnamon rolls, French toast.
Ooh, that's a good one. Cinnamon rolls or French toast?
Cinnamon rolls, baby.
French toast, baby.
That's
Dude,
actually
what?
tough because French
No.
toast I feel like you can have for breakfast. Cinnamon rolls I don't think you can have for breakfast.
French
Cinnamon
yeah,
rolls?
No. That's not true. Cinnamon rolls.
you can have for breakfast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to have a horrible day.
Absolutely. I'm not saying you're going to go be like a functioning member of society. You're going to like lay down in your bed and feel awful, but you're going to be happy.
So there's French toast, but then there's French toast sticks, and they're like kind of different, right?
Yes. Yes.
Toast 6?
Yeah.
What about the other 5?
What do you mean?
Sticks,
five?
bro.
Oh, sticks!
Why are we stopping at 6 French toasts?
French toast 6. Like, who's in it? Like,
Featuring Vin Diesel. It sounds like a Vin Diesel gig.
French toast, yeah.
Yeah.
French toast sticks. Okay.
Yeah. French toast sticks are better.
You said what about the other 5?
No, better than French toast?
Yes.
No, because French toast sticks are kind of like
A little crunchy.
Yeah, I love some crunch.
No, I like the French toast to be just soaking in syrup.
I am a texture
that.
person, which is why previously on the pod we talked
Like,
about.
I wanted to lift up my French toast like.
Oh, you like it loose?
No, okay. So previously on the pod we had talked about that I like cold food. This might have been on the one that got scrapped. Oh yeah. But I like colder food over warmer food. Like if it's lukewarm to cold, I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. If it's hotter, I'm like, all right. But I prefer it to be a little colder.
So if you got pizza, you want it to be cold.
I would love it to be right out of the fridge. I'd take right out of the fridge over right out of the oven any day.
What
I'm not talking like it has to be
about-
like previously
The
cooked,
medium,
obviously.
though. I like the medium.
It's so funny that you had to tell us that.
Well, like I'm not like over here like munching on like raw pizza. I'm not like bringing out a tombstone and just like taking a bite out of it.
Oh, yeah, just ice.
I love freezer burn.
Have you guys ever had frozen like frozen pizza?
No, but I have a friend who loves frozen peas as a snack.
That's a thing.
It is a
Really?
thing. It's weird.
He says ice packs.
You guys?
Yeah, I did
use,
that too.
Have you guys ever eaten frozen grapes? That's good.
No, but I've heard that's good. I've heard that is a
I
thing.
don't think I could do that.
Suck on some grapes, dog. Yeah,
Don't
no.
say it like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want to
So,
suck.
yeah, you're right. You're
I
right.
don't
You're
suck
right,
on
you're
some
right.
grapes.
Sorry, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
No, I think that frozen grapes actually sounds pretty good.
No.
No.
Frozen chocolate is pretty
What are
good.
you talking about?
No.
Pretty good.
You like your chocolate hot?
Yes.
Oh,
No, I'm
What?
just kidding.
Blanca, like fountain type?
Oh, that's
What?
amazing. No,
Are you saying that you like hot chocolate? Oh, wait a minute.
I mean that too.
But it's an actual like.
No, like if a chocolate's a little bit melty,
Oh!
just a little melty.
Dude, that's the
Like when you
worst.
open up the Hershey bar and it's like
Like-
leaking?
Well, no,
Like
no, no,
in
no,
the
no,
summer?
no. We're not
Yeah,
at.
in the
We're,
summer, yeah.
no.
Why do you think Halloween is during
Hold
the cold
on.
season?
We are not talking about leaky. We're talking about like when it comes off a little on your fingers.
Oh!
No, dude. That's weird.
Bro,
That's
sucking a little
awful.
chocolate off your fingers, you're like, it's so good.
Like,
Oh,
it's
it's tasty.
not. It's not.
I need structure in my life. I can't.
Frozen chocolate. Okay, there are these chocolate chips I had, and when I say chocolate chips, I'm not talking about chocolate chips. I'm talking about chocolate shaped like Lay's.
Weird.
Then, it was amazing. It was in like this pack of this. It was like almost like Pringles.
Okay.
And you take a chocolate chip. Oh, it was just the best thing I've ever had.
Also-
I popped it in the freezer, and it's just
Texture, my guy. That
the
sounds
texture was
amazing.
I only ate it for texture. I don't know what it tasted like.
As an update on the pod, we are working on getting Karis a mic. I feel like this should also be addressed.
We
But
do need a third mic if we want to guest.
That's
yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah,
We're working on
unless
that.
you guys want to like buddy up for one mic.
I mean, it sounds pretty hot. Anybody want to buddy up on Start Off?
It's like the guest has a mic. And you
Like
do it.
cheek to cheek? No, warm chocolate over cold.
That's disgusting.
It's not.
Like cold pizza over.
Yes.
That's weird,
You
dude.
need therapy.
But you said cold salmon. You said cold salmon
Yeah.
last
Is
time.
it salmon?
I say salmon.
Do some people pronounce it salmon?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say salmon. It's like a tomato thing. I don't think it's
Oh.
yeah.
You pronounce it
Um,
salmon?
Yeah. How do you guys pronounce it?
Salmon.
Salmon.
Yeah.
But there's an L.
Exactly.
Do I take the L?
We're probably just wrong.
Yeah,
But,
we took the L out.
like,
We only take W's.
you don't say lamba. You say lamb.
You don't?
You say lamba?
Yeah, like if I'm like, oh, the lion and the lamb.
Lamb?
Yeah.
You're joking. You're not serious.
There's a B.
Okay. No, there is
No.
pronunciation.
There's a
What about
silent-
lasagna?
Well, no.
Wednesday?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
I hate Wednesday.
I do say that.
When I spell
Okay.
it, I say Wednesday.
I gotta talk about-
Yeah.
In my mind, I hear Wednesday.
I got to talk about my hate about Wednesday. I hate, and my favorite TikTok of all time is why is there so many letters in Wednesday? It's my absolute favorite TikTok of all time. But I hate the word Wednesday because Monday. You know exactly how you're supposed to say it. Monday. Perfect. Tuesday. It's a little weird. It's got an E. Yeah. Tuesday. It's a little weird. It's got an E. Tuesday. It's a little weird, but you can play with it. It's okay. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Do you have a stroke on Wednesday? Did he just face plant onto his keyboard? He was writing out the days?
Norse? Isn't it Norse?
I have no
Where
idea.
did we get the-
I'm probably offending someone by saying I hate Wednesday.
No, someone's grandfather.
That's true.
My grandfather Tuesday,
My
man.
grandfather named Wednesday. He is Wednesday.
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Wednesday.
Grandpa, Wednesday. It's like, why is your name so freaking weird?
It sounds German.
It sounds Wednesday.
Gutenberg.
Good.
That's so I just yeah. So I mean I say Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday is Wooden's Day, or Wooden, or Odin.
Yep. Norse.
So I was right with Norse. Wow.
Yeah. Good call. Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah. I see.
That's
I say
weird.
Associated
Wednesday.
with wisdom, magic,
Wednesday?
truth, death.
Wednesday.
You
But
don't
there's-
say Wednesday.
Wednesday.
You don't say Wednesday.
You don't say that.
You're playing.
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm not.
You're messing with me.
Wednesday. Like, no. Wednesday? Wednesday.
Like, get out of here. What do you say? Wednesday? Get the fuck out of here.
I do know people from the South who they say like Monday
Oh, yeah. Like Monday and Tuesday.
or
Minnesota.
You mean Minnesota? Yeah.
or
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow.
Monday.
I know this one guy.
Monday.
He literally would say, "I'll see you guys tomorrow."
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. He's like, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah.
No, straight up, it was an A. Like not tomorrow, tomorrow.
Okay, I have a similar thing with bless you.
Bless you.
Bless
I
ya.
say bless you. Bless you.
Blush.
Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you.
But I say it so fast it sounds like bless you.
Bless you.
But I always thought as a kid, I was like, what the frick are they saying? And so I was like, they're saying bless you.
Bless you.
They're saying bless you. So I said it I've literally, to this day, I'll say bless you. But I say it fast enough to where I'm not embarrassed.
I say that too. I'm like, bless
know
you.
the right one, why don't you say the right one?
Because I'm stuck in my ways.
There are a lot of people who say instead of they're very literate, but instead of saying they are or like they'll say they like I'm trying to give it a good example like
Like they use the right, like, an,
it's
or like a, or like the right kind of like grammatical
it's
thing.
like no, it's just a whole different word. Like I went over to they house.
Yeah.
People say that, and like
Well, that's more
they-
just
they-
like not paying attention to grammar.
no, well, yeah, but it's like they know how to talk.
Oh, yeah. But
But-
they just, it's like slang.
What's
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, what's the language? There's a name for that. I want to say language, but there's a name for it. Like the slang type of
Cajun?
talk. No, not Cajun. No.
Cajun.
I know this.
Is it
Well, Cajun does that a
You know what I'm
lot.
talking about?
Oh, there is. Is it Pig Latin?
No, Piglet.
No, there's no.
No.
Okay.
Pig Latin's something different.
Okay, what is that?
Pig Latin is where you're like,
Say words backwards.
ixnay. Yeah.
So you say words backwards.
Yeah. And then you add nay. Well, no. You don't say it backwards. I can't remember how. Okay. Like upid stay is stupid. So you're like, you take the upid, like the UPID, and put it in the front, and then put an AY after the first two letters. So it's upid stay. Stupid. Or like, I've driveway, I guess. That's Pig Latin.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it's like
Who
Yoda
came up with
speech.
that?
No idea. Someone who had too much time on their hands.
You know, what's it called pig Latin? It's a little offensive.
That is a little offensive. Probably to Latin people.
But also, like, pigs, too, because they're like,
Yeah,
we don't
like,
say that.
That's not how we talk.
Yeah, it's a simple oink, oink, and we're over. It's over.
It is a simple oink, oink, and then we leave. How dare you, sir? It was a cat. I just saw the cat.
Yeah, I saw the kids.
It's Aggie. It's Agatha.
This is bugging me so much. I can't find the word.
We were referring to the beaver thing before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I
Beaver.
can't find the word. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, the slang.
But no,
it's like,
like-
they be wildin'.
Yeah.
It's
just slang.
It's evolved into like that is sort of a form of communication, kind of like in when you were doing accents.
Yeah.
British
Which didn't
people,
see the light of day.
The ghetto British people are like, what, bro? Like,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that was also from the deleted podcast.
I saw this one thing in there, like, without subtitles, you never know what Donald Duck is actually saying.
That's facts.
He's like,
It's like Donald stay in your corner. He's just like,
I know what he's saying, Kingdom Hearts.
no.
how?
Recipes.
No.
He's always on the freaking recipes.
I'll show you the
Kingdom Hearts
video,
3?
man.
You played
Oh,
that?
yeah, facts.
Did you play that?
Yes.
But without the subtitles, dude, if you didn't know what he was saying,
He's
like,
better in that one. Mickey Mouse is horrible in Kingdom Hearts 3.
yeah.
Oh, he's like,
No, that's better. Mickey Mouse Kingdom Hearts 3 is like, hey, Sora. Like,
why is Mickey Mouse so sexy?
I beat it.
bro, Mickey was awful.
Was he jacked?
Hey, Sora.
Mickey got sexy. What's going on?
I want to know.
No, but Cajun has stuff like that where they're like Cajun speech from like New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a little bit of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's like different.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
language of itself, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why are we talking about this again?
We were talking about
Well,
Q&A.
just let it take you
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
also we were talking about Q&As.
If you address it, then it gets awkward.
It's not
Oh, well,
necessarily
I
awkward.
just-
You
well-
made it awkward by calling it awkward.
Well, I didn't know what to like. I was I don't want to say the wrong thing, and it was like off topic. You're like, hey, it's still on topic, man.
No, man. Yeah, we start somewhere, we end up somewhere else.
Oh, my arm just cracked.
Oh gosh.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. Sounded good. Yeah, no, we were talking about Q&As, and like this is the kind of stuff that if you guys ask us questions, we will talk about that question for the next 3 hours and see where it goes.
Speaking of Cajun, like,
Bro, Popeyes?
no, well, yes, Popeyes. I want a sandwich so badly right now.
Oh, I'd kill for a Popeyes sandwich.
You guys want to go get some Popeyes afterwards?
I have no money.
That sounds. I
What
never
is
had
it?
Popeyes.
You've never had
never-
Popeyes?
No, I've never.
You know,
But I love that chicken from Popeyes.
Apparently you don't.
dude, I
Freaky sadist.
I
What is
had
wrong
it-
with you?
I had it for the first time
Go
a
eat
year
a chicken
ago.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Never had it before. Never cared.
Yeah.
But they have one of the best spicy chicken sandwiches I've ever had.
I don't know,
Ever.
fast food messes me up. Every time I have it, I'm like,
That's facts. If
To
you-
be-
I will
every time I
say,
have wheat, my stomach hurts.
so if I went clean without any sort of like I cleaned up over the pandemic. I cleaned up as far as like fast food and everything over the pandemic, and I was like making like hit them with the ASMR. Yeah, just titillating those ears. No, I didn't eat any fast food during the pandemic, or like I shortened down on my fast food intake, and I was just making like homemade stuff. And so I was making like homemade chicken tenders, like homemade chicken sandwiches, homemade burgers, stuff like that. And then I DoorDashed like Burger King. Oh. And I had like a burger and like chicken fries. And I was like, no, this is not. I would kill for my chicken tenders right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you are cooking and you're cooking well for yourself, like the difference is so staggering.
Yeah. Like, I honestly can't really justify going out to eat really anymore. Like, when I go out to eat, I know I'm spending way more money than what I could be spending.
Yeah.
Like, for example, it cost me about $8 to make an entire thing of pasta. Like, to get the pasta, the meat, and the sauce, it's like $8.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll go to Qdoba and spend $13 on one meal.
Well, what you're paying for is convenience.
That's true, yeah. But, like, most times, like, I will say there have been situations, like, what I do is, like, I might occasionally like, go to, like McDonald's and get, like, a $2, like, fry, just, like, hold me over until I can get home and then cook.
Sure.
But, like, most of the time, like, I try to just cook, man.
Yeah, I mean that's best. I've fallen into really bad lately, just for convenience sake because of work and because of just time constraints. Just ordering in or like grabbing something on the way home from wherever. It's bad.
For the last like year, I don't think I've ever enjoyed fast food.
We were just talking about Popeyes.
I had that a year ago.
Oh, okay.
But like, I don't think that I have like had fast food and I'm like, wow, I feel great about myself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You feel like absolute garbage because you're like, man, I'm wasting money and this is horrible for me.
Yeah, I always feel so bad.
Yeah. Unless it's cookout, then I feel good.
Cookout, it has that like, I just feel like it's just too fast for me, man.
I dug out on some cookout. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Anybody who's from the East Coast, you know what I'm talking about. We talked about cookout on the pod before, and it is so scrumptious.
Zaxby's, man.
You're a big Zaxby's guy recently.
Zaxby's, dude. They used to know me by my name and my order.
Wendy's used to have the same thing with me.
Did they know your order?
Yeah. They'd be like 4 for 4. And I was like, yeah, man. Everyone, but the guy like would like say like, "What's up, man?" And I'd be like, he was like, "Yeah, same thing." And then like if I changed, he'd be like, "Oh, you're switching up these days." And I was like, I need to not be here anymore.
They knew me at Chipotle, at Liberty. They knew me at Chipotle.
Oh yeah. At least that's. I mean, they're.
Like,
I think.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, after you.
But
After
it
you.
was right off the bat though, because like anytime I'm eating somewhere, I'm like, "Hey man, how you doing today?"
Yeah.
Which it's rare, honestly. A lot of people are like, they're like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And you're like, let me get number 4, please. So to actually like have an interaction with someone, people probably notice that.
Memorable. Yeah.
I just ask like, "Oh, you just get here? You're almost like leaving," and then they always have a story like. You know, it's always like, man, I want to leave so bad. Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm having a great time. I'm like, oh.
Refreshing.
Yeah, I know. But usually every time, it's I want to get out of here.
See, that's why I never talk to him. Treat him like I need to keep those guys away.
Why?
And I'll never speak to a fast food employee.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
They're human.
I'm totally
They're
kidding.
everyone.
I've worked fast food. Of course I do.
Dude, I always like to try to almost like do things to kind of like brighten their day.
Yeah.
Like if
I just try to get out of there fast because I feel like the faster I get out of there, the faster they can like relax. You know what I mean?
That's also true because I feel like when you like.
Yeah, but you don't remember relaxing. You remember a compliment.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's true. Like if you just walk up to someone and you're like, "Wow, that's a really nice shirt,"
But maybe I don't.
Or a windy shirt. Nice.
Or
you guys all look awesome. What is that, like uniform? That's great.
you're special, just like everyone else.
Bish bosh, baby.
No, just I like
just like everyone else.
Yeah, no, I just like to like be like, how was your day? I have been having a good day so far. Do you have much longer till you're off? And oftentimes they're like, yes, I'm getting off tomorrow or something.
Well, I remember there was the most memorable one that I've had recently, as far as like an exchange at a fast food window. It was like it was a cookout because I've just explained why. But I was a cookout and the lady was like, I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she was like, "I'm exhausted," and she just kind of shut the window.
Oh, wait. Did she not take your order?
No. She took my window. This was at like when I was paying and waiting for my food. And so she was like, "I'm exhausted. How are you?" And I was like, "I'm okay." And I just kind of laughed. And then she was like moving really, really fast.
Yeah.
So she like kind of like threw my food at me and she was like, "All right, have a good one." And I was like, "Thanks. Hope you get off soon." And she's like, "Thank you so much." And I was like, "Oh man." Because I've totally been there. I mean, I worked for a couple of fast food chains where I was just like, I want to not be here ever again. So yeah, I absolutely get it.
You also worked in, I won't say it, but like retail as well.
I've worked a couple of retail jobs. Yeah, I've worked sales jobs, which were awful as well. The sales job that I worked with was less so like people heavy. It was very, very slow.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah, it was solid. I mean, I just sat in the back and did homework and got paid $7.50 an hour for it.
That's freaking awesome.
It's pretty great.
7?
Yeah, but that's the problem. It was $7.50.
Dang.
Yeah, so had to give that.
Now it's
The
not.
boot.
The minimum wage now in Virginia is $11 an hour.
Yeah.
That's gonna help anything.
Yeah, that's the problem is inflation.
Whoa.
Because everything rises. They try to raise the cost of living.
Well, we all got stimulus checks.
We did.
Yeah, that
That's-
didn't help anything.
Yeah.
It definitely helped me. I've got a computer that speaks for my stimulus check.
But let me ask you, Matt, do you actually care about inflation? Because I don't. I
mean,
really
I'm gonna
don't care.
What do
eventually.
you don't care about inflation?
I mean, like, I care eventually, but like, if you give me $1,000, that's not going to really like affect.
Yes, it will. It's not going to affect like overall if they just give you $1,000, but if they give everyone $1,000, goes up real fast.
It'd probably take a lot of time.
Yeah, but it's still happening.
The price of the dollar is decreasing. It's decreased like a lot more last year than it has ever.
Just because of the pandemic.
Yeah, because everyone has so much of it now, and you don't think you do. You're like, oh man, I'm broke, but in reality, it's like
Yeah, there was a time when the economy was asking us to like pour money back into it. They were like, don't just hide your stimulus check away, spend it.
yeah. It's like here's your stimulus. Also, here are taxes that. Here, give
Yeah,
it back.
no,
Yeah,
exactly.
So here's your stimulus. Now give it back.
Yeah,
But
pretty
they
much.
actually
It's serious. They want the same amount back.
they made a law where like so Virginia's actually one of the, I only know this because it applied to me because I got unemployment from the pandemic, but Virginia is one of the only states that doesn't tax unemployment. I think.
No, they didn't.
And
But they do tax the stimulus check, which is the issue.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't get taxed because I was a student. Most students didn't get taxed, but anybody who like was like a head of a household did get taxed. Yeah.
That sucks. Like they're like, I know you need money. Here's money, but give me money.
Well, I almost see it more as like a holdover. Like it shouldn't have been. That shouldn't have been the idea. And they should have presented us as like, hey, this is to hold you over until you're ready. Yeah. But that is the overall idea as far as I think.
Okay.
Like there are people where maybe it genuinely did help. Like it got you a computer.
Yeah.
And it did honestly
help me with school.
There are other people where it's like, I like this more than my job.
Yeah.
Keep holding me over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are still like that.
Still
I mean,
like that,
that's why we have a employment shortage in our country right now.
That's not why we have an unemployment shortage.
It's one of the many reasons. Yeah.
The reason why we have an employment shortage is because they in school they say, go to college so you can have a degree so you aren't going to have this certain job, and people went to college and got those degrees and don't have those certain jobs now.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's not the only reason.
It's not. That is a reason. Is the fact that like people know that like it's like I worked at Kroger's, and I think at the time I was making like $7 an hour.
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna like really help me out. But I know that like I could definitely get a job, or like let's say I got a certificate, I could become a truck driver, make like $100,000 a year or something crazy like that. So like I feel like the society has just always pushed like get something so you can kind of do something else.
Well, so from what I've seen, because I've talked a lot about this with the people that I work with, because I work in the food service industry, and there is a lot of shortages as far as like truck drivers and like food distributors and everything. Half of it is because is a little bit of like they do want a higher education so they can do better. I don't know about half, but a percentage. But from what it seems to me, is the biggest thing is that the COVID was a wake up call to everybody who hated their job.
Yep.
They were like, this is a way out. You can get unemployment and rake in unemployment and live your life and enjoy it, as opposed to working and slaving away and wasting, quote unquote, wasting your life on this job that you don't even enjoy. So ultimately, it feels like the overarching thing is a mixture of COVID outbreak, which is limiting people from jobs, which is the main thing that we're dealing with now, mixed with that just people are like, why the frick am I working when the government is giving me everything that I need? So,
but dude, I've noticed, I drove past a I think it was a Chick-fil-A. They were starting off, I'm not sure if it was for all positions, it might have been, at $19 an hour.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby just increased their minimum wage to I think like $18.50 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but the issue is like, how is that going to help? Sure, I might get some more, but a shirt's going to be $50 next year as opposed to
what do you mean?
$40.
Because when you have somebody who's making more money, the profit margin is going to diminish as far as people that are.
Like, oh, I need to do this so I can make
more money.
I need to increase.
Yeah, because the corporations are losing money because we're increasing the minimum wage. What does that mean for corporations? That they need to increase their money, thus inflation.
But then how do you figure it out? How do you solve it?
That is
It's
true,
not
like,
solvable. It's
well,
the problem.
however, like,
If it was solvable, it would have been solved by
to
now.
the dollar.
Like, I think that I saw that.
Are you an NFT guy?
No.
I think I saw that.
I'm against that.
Okay, good. As am I.
But bring more value to the dollar.
How?
Gold in it. I am saying.
What was your idea?
I think I saw that like Chipotle was like, in order to support like the minimum wage of $15 an hour, we have to raise every item by like 10 cents.
Yeah.
So they're like, your item that is $8 is not $8.10, and I'm like, that's not really.
Oh, but that's how it starts.
I mean, so that's to get to, let's say $15 an hour, if that is what we're trying to get to. I mean, like, sure, if like.
Yeah, but next, 5 years.
Okay. My thought on this is that how in the world has like Japan and China and like yen and euros lasted as long as they have? What are they doing that we're not doing? That's my question.
Because it's insane.
Because I don't know.
Well, but you look at the inflation with that, it's like, oh yeah, this is 1,000,000 yen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
but
you're
it's
like,
just.
what does that mean? It's like $2.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
it's still working.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Sort of. It's.
Sorry.
I mean, it can topple over.
My thing is, I feel like the monetary system is finite, as is everything else. I don't know what the end of that looks like. It probably looks like economic downfall, which I mean is almost inevitable at this point. But ultimately, what we're looking for is a solution that we don't have, and that's not going to be presented within the next couple of years. Everybody wants the solution to the economy and wants Biden to present it, and wanted Trump to present it. We don't have it.
I think that, if I am correct, specifically for yen, if you, I think it's almost like 10, like divided by 10, and that's what it is in like the dollars. For example, like 100 yen is like the equivalent of like $1.
Yeah.
And like, I think that like 100 yen might be able to like buy you like maybe a soda at McDonald's, maybe.
Yeah.
And so I think, but I was actually watching a video, I forgot, it was a movie. It was called In This Corner of the World, I think. It's a Netflix anime that I want to say it takes place either like right after the war or during the war. And they were talking about what they were able to buy with like just like a few yen, whereas like now you need like 100 of that just to get like a soda.
But my point is that it's regardless of whether it's 100 or whatever, it's still working. They still have a functioning economy.
I'm looking at stuff because we do need to learn about this.
Yeah.
Why not right now? But
welcome to economy startup.
Three main effects. It's like, so it decreases the value of the dollar. We know that. And because of that, there's an increase in the interest rate and loans, which just makes sense. But that decreases returns and savings. So like if I had a savings account, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. And next year my savings account is worth $1. I'm like, that's not so good.
Yeah.
And so why save anything if it constantly changes? Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you would need a constant influx of
You would just need
money
to keep getting money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
and
that
like,
makes
government,
sense.
Please.
But then what's the solution to that? Is my question.
No money. Just go back to caveman.
Socialism.
Well, we could barter.
Oh yeah, that's socialism.
Yeah.
Where only the higher ups have the money, and then we just ask for oranges and meat.
That's not socialism.
That's communism.
That's communism. What you're describing is communism.
No, I thought
Socialism
communism
is sharing. It's not. It's
I
not
thought
that the higher ups
communism
have
was
something.
like, yeah, you're a doctor, and I'm a farmer, but we make the exact same amount of money.
Yeah.
That's communism / socialism.
Yeah.
Socialism says that everybody kind of makes the same thing and everybody kind of makes like a communal fund and you're helping each other and no one is higher than anybody else. But the problem is that how do you reward?
The next step is communism.
And then the next step, socialism has not historically has never worked without communism.
Yeah.
And then communism doesn't work. So
yeah, it's tough. You need like a clean balance. It can't be all like fend for yourself. You know, be insane, millionaire by yourself, like own everything, monopoly, and it can't be we're all equal.
But then that goes
there
into
needs to be sharing, and there needs to be, well, you know what I mean.
Balance.
Yeah, balance.
That goes into just the nature of people then.
Yeah.
Because then you have people that are going to want more from others. You're going to have people that don't necessarily need more, that are willing to give more.
Yeah.
That's why the influx happens, and that's why it doesn't work.
All right.
But yeah, welcome. That was the economy pod, I guess.
Yeah.
That was.
See, I love that. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how we start, like, it's always gonna end somewhere else.
And somewhere else. We will never finish.
starting.
We will never stop starting, and we will never finish on the same topic. That is the start off guarantee.
All right. Well, Matt, Karis, thank you guys so much for this podcast. It was honestly so awesome just to talk about, start off our growth, where we came from, and where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
So it was super awesome potting with you guys.
And
And I'll see you guys next week.
see you next week, Isaiah.
All right.